So we have to do exercise 8.3 question number 3. In the previous video it was not completed, so refer this video for this question. So ABCD is a rectangle. PQRS are the midpoint. So P is a midpoint, that means this is given equal to this one. Q is the midpoint of BC, therefore this is equal to this. And as it is a rectangle, we can use these two opposite sides are also equal, so half of it will be equal, so we can use the same symbol to represent them. And here also we have to show that PQRS is a quadrilateral. Remember that what we have to do, just you have to keep in mind, when you have to prove that it is a rhombus, first we will show that PQRS is a parallelogram. Once it will become a parallelogram, then if in a parallelogram, if two adjacent sides are equal, because opposite sides are already equal in any parallelogram, so if two adjacent sides also equal, then it will become a rhombus. So first we will show that PQRS is a parallelogram, then after that this PQ and PS, if these two sides are equal, means adjacent sides are equal. So in order to show, just remember, in order to show rhombus, we have to prove, number one, for rhombus, for proving rhombus, anytime if you are going to prove a given figure is a rhombus, so you have to show, in general we have to show first it is a parallelogram. First we will show it is a parallelogram. So when it is a parallelogram, that means opposite sides are parallel and equal. Okay. Now we have to show that all sides are equal. So if we show that two adjacent sides equal, any two adjacent sides are equal, then we have to show that adjacent sides are equal. Then it will become a rhombus. So in order to show this, we have to draw a diagonal AC. Okay. And I told you that in this whole exercise we are using midpoint theorem and converse of the midpoint theorem. So now we will see this triangle. If you will see ABC triangle, ABC triangle. Which triangle? ABC triangle. So in ABC triangle, if we see ABC triangle, this triangle A, B and C, this triangle, we are seeing this triangle, huh? Okay, in this triangle, this line is joining the midpoint, because this is the midpoint. P is the midpoint of AB and Q is the midpoint of AB. When the line joining the midpoint, this is parallel to this side and equal to half of it. Okay. Similarly, next time we will take this triangle, this one triangle, okay, and this line is joining the midpoint, so this will be parallel and equal to half of it. When this side is parallel and equal, so one pair is parallel equal, then it will become a parallelogram. So first our aim is to show that it is a parallelogram. So consider a triangle. In triangle, you should write given also. Proof, I am doing the proof directly. You can write the given conditions also. I have shown in your diagram. So first we will consider, we will see the triangle ABC. So in triangle ABC, by what theorem you are using? Midpoint theorem. By midpoint theorem. PQ PQ is parallel to AC and PQ is equal to half of AC. PQ is also equal to half of AC. This is the midpoint theorem. Why? Because these in this triangle, P is the midpoint, Q is the midpoint. So this line joining the midpoint is parallel to the third side and equal to half of it. So in this triangle, so another triangle, which triangle you will take? Another triangle is in triangle ADC. ADC. Again by midpoint theorem. In triangle ADC by midpoint theorem. We have SR. SR is parallel to AC and SR is equal to half of AC. This is second condition. So we got that PQ is parallel to AC, SR is parallel to AC. So therefore PQ is parallel to SR and PQ is equal to half AC and SR is also PQ is equal to SR. So from first and second we get from first and second we conclude that PQ is parallel to SR and PQ is equal to SR. So it is enough to show one pair parallel and equal. So it's enough to show that it is a parallelogram. So therefore we have proved that PQRS is a parallelogram. It is a parallelogram. So first stage we have done that it is a parallelogram. Now two sides, we have to show these two sides. Which two sides? We have to show this side PQ now, next PQ this side, and the other side is this side. PQ is equal to PS. So in order to show this PQPS are the sides of this triangle APB, APS and PBQ, this triangle and this triangle. Okay, so you can see now these two triangles, this triangle AASP and triangle APB, this triangle. APQ, these two triangles. If these triangles are congruent, then PQ will be equal to PS. So if you consider these two triangles, it is a rectangle. This angle is 90 degree because it is a rectangle. ABCD is a rectangle. This is also 90 degree, and this side equal to already this side. This equal to this side. So side angle side. So if by side angle side they are congruent, therefore PQ will be equal to PS. So second part, now we will consider these two triangles. So in triangle PAS and triangle PBQ. In these two triangles, side angle side AS of this triangle is equal to BQ, because these are the sides. Half of the S is the midpoint, half of AD, and this is half of BC, and AD is equal to BC. You can write AS is equal to half of AD and BQ is equal to half of BC and AD is equal to BC. That is the reason that I told you, because opposite sides are equal, so half of it will be equal. Then angle A is equal to angle 90 degree, each 90 degree. Angle A is equal to angle B because ABCD is a rectangle, so each angle will be 90 degree. And the third side AP, again the same reason, AP is equal to PB because these are the half of the opposite sides of it. Half of opposite sides, you can write like this also, half of opposite sides of a rectangle. These both reasons are same, either you write like this way or this way, huh? Same thing, same reason. Huh? So we got that these two triangles are congruent. So triangle PAS is congruent to, by, you should have by SAS congruency. PAS is congruent to triangle PBQ. When they are congruent, obviously this side is the side of PB, so this side, third PB, you can use 3 lines. So this is equal to this one. That we have to show that PQ is equal to, so we got PQ is equal to PS. PQ is equal to PS by CPCT. Therefore, which shows that adjacent sides are equal in a parallelogram, then it is a rhombus. Second part, adjacent sides are equal. So therefore, one pair of adjacent side is any one pair. You can write one pair of only one pair of adjacent sides are equal then. So this shows that PQRS is a rhombus. PQRS is a rhombus. Question number 4, 8.2. ABCD is a trapezium. ABCD is a trapezium. AB is parallel to DC. BD is its diagonal. E is the midpoint of AD. E is the midpoint of AD. So this AE is equal to ED. And a line is parallel. A line is drawn through E parallel to AB. This line L is parallel to AB. It is also given this line L is parallel to AB, correct? Parallel to intersecting BC at F. BC at F. Show that F is the midpoint. So very easy, because a line from a point, from the midpoint parallel to the third side, bisect the other side, or it will meet at the midpoint. That is, converse of the line through the midpoint of one side of a triangle parallel to another side intersect the third side at midpoints. So the converse of the mid theorem by the converse of midpoint theorem by the converse of midpoint theorem E is the, or if you want to describe, you can write E is the midpoint. E is the midpoint, because from the midpoint the line should start from the midpoint and it should be parallel. And L is parallel to AB. Therefore, G is the, by converse of this theorem, G is the midpoint of BD. Okay. Now after that, see another triangle. Now you have to see this triangle. Which triangle? This triangle. You will see now this triangle. ये वाला. This ABD. This triangle. In this triangle, I mean BCD, G is the midpoint. G is the midpoint because we have shown this is the midpoint. When this is the midpoint and this line is parallel, already parallel, you know that parallel to AB, and AB is parallel to DC. AB is parallel to DC because it is a trapezium. So GF is parallel to AB and AB is parallel to DC. Therefore, GF is parallel to DC and it starts from the midpoint. Therefore, it will intersect the third side at its midpoint. Okay. So, understood? So, in this triangle, now we will consider, so before we considering triangle, we can write also, since AB is parallel to DC, because ABCD is a trapezium. The reason is given that ABCD is a trapezium. ABCD is a trapezium, therefore these two sides are parallel, two are non-parallel, and GF is parallel to AB. GF is parallel to AB because it is given that L is parallel to AB, already given us. L line is parallel to AB. This is a part of, therefore, we get that GF is parallel to DC. And when this is parallel and G is the midpoint of BD, which implies that by, or you can write by, now by using converse of midpoint theorem, we get F must be the midpoint of midpoint of BC. This we have to show that F is the midpoint of BC. Therefore, it is proved that F is the midpoint of BC. In question number 5, we were doing 8.2. Question number 5 now. ABCD is a parallelogram. Opposite sides are parallel and equal. E is the midpoint of AB. Just see, E is the midpoint. That means AE will be equal to EB. And F is the midpoint. Maybe somewhat diagram we can make up to this. Yes, it's okay now. So F is the midpoint. So that means DF is equal to FC. and these two opposite sides are equal, we can use the same symbol to note to make them needs to show them equal because AB is equal to CD. Otherwise, we have to show by two lines each two. Okay, here it will go no problem. Show that the line segments AF and EC trisect the diagonal. Trisect means if we see, suppose this is point P and this is point Q. So trisect the diagonal means we have to show DP is equal to, we have to show that trisect means DP is equal to PQ is equal to QB. This we have to prove. And given conditions, it is a parallelogram. This is the midpoint. Okay. So now what we will do? First, we will show AEFC is a parallelogram. AEFC is a parallelogram. Means I will show you that this we have to show that this AEC F. This first we have to show parallelogram. Okay. This we are considering. We have to prove that this is a parallelogram. So as you have seen that AB is parallel to DC, so this AE part, this part, if you see this part, AE will be parallel to FC. And also AB is equal to DC, half of AB, so AE is equal to FC and AE is parallel to FC, therefore it is a parallelogram. So like this, we can prove this. Oh. So consider AB, since AB is parallel to since AB is parallel to AB is parallel to AB is parallel to DC, this implies that AE will be parallel to FC. Now we have to show these AE is equal to FC also. And since these two are equal, since AB, because opposite sides of a parallelogram, so AB is equal to DC. Okay, so we can divide by 2, so AB by 2 will be equal to DC by 2. So half of AB, what is the half of AB is AE. So we can say that AE is equal to EB. AE is equal to FC, sorry. AE is equal to FC. AE is parallel to FC, AE is equal to FC. So we have seen AE is parallel to FC and AE is equal to FC. Therefore, this is a parallelogram. So from first and second, we get AE CF is a parallelogram. Okay. When it is a parallelogram, why we are showing it is a parallelogram? Because when we have shown that these are the parallel lines, then EQ is parallel to AP. EQ is parallel to EQ. Now this is a parallelogram. So EQ, this EQ is parallel to AP. Which triangle? In triangle, this, in whole triangle, this one. If you see this triangle, okay. Now we can say EQ is parallel to AP because this is a parallelogram we have proved, and E is the midpoint. So if a line passing through the midpoint parallel to one side, it will intersect the midpoint of the other side. So that means Q will be the midpoint of PB. Understood? So next, what we will write? EQ is parallel to now EQ is parallel to AP means which triangle? You can write first in triangle. In triangle, which triangle we are considering? In triangle ABP. I have shown that with the different colors. So EQ is parallel to AB and E is the midpoint. E is the midpoint of AB. So therefore, by converse of, because parallel and starting from midpoint, then converse. If both midpoints are given, then it is midpoint theorem. So by the converse of midpoint theorem, Q is the midpoint of PB. Q is the midpoint of AB. That is, we have proved that PQ is equal to QB. Our aim is to prove PQ is equal to QB is equal to DP. Okay. Now same thing if we apply in the other triangle. Now we have seen PEQ. Now if you see this triangle, this triangle. Yes. If you see this triangle, okay, see this triangle. Huh? In this triangle, P and F. F is the midpoint. This is the midpoint, and a line is passing from this point and parallel to this side. This is parallel to this. So this will intersect at the midpoint from the converse of midpoint theorem. So similarly, we can say similarly F, you can write F is the midpoint. F is the midpoint of DC, and FP is parallel to QC. Therefore, by the converse of midpoint theorem, midpoint theorem. Midpoint theorem. P is the midpoint. P is the midpoint. P is the midpoint of what? Midpoint of dq. dq. This you can say equation number 3. So that is dq. Q is the midpoint of dp. That means this dp is equal to pq. dp is equal to pq. So from third and fourth, qb is equal to also pq. dp is also equal to pq. So therefore they all are equal. So from third and fourth, we get the result dp is equal to pq is equal to qb. That is the line segment trisect means 3 equal parts. So that is line segment AF and AF and EC, AF and EC trisect the diagonal, trisect the diagonal BD. Means proved. Chalo. So question number 6, 8.2. ABCD is a quadrilateral. A, B, C, D is a quadrilateral. Okay. And P, Q, R, S are the midpoints of the sides. So that means AP is equal to PB. Therefore, AP will be equal to PB and Q. This is a quadrilateral. Now, this side equal to this side. You have to use another symbol. This side is equal to this side, but this side equal to this side. This is not equal to this one. Huh? Similarly, this is a quadrilateral. This side will be different, but this half of it will be equal to half of it. Similarly, this side is different. It is a quadrilateral, but this will be equal to this one. We have to show that this line joining the midpoints of opposite side bisect each other. Means we have to show that P R and SQ bisect each other. They should bisect each other. Very simple. PQ, this is the midpoint. If you will see, again you see ABC triangle. In triangle ABC, ABC, P is the midpoint, Q is the midpoint, line joining the midpoints of the two sides. Therefore, by midpoint theorem, this PQ will be parallel to AC and PQ will be equal to half of AC number 1. Again, see, I'll show you that which triangle I considered. This triangle, A, B, C triangle, this triangle. If you see this triangle, in this triangle, P is the midpoint, Q is the midpoint. So this line is joining the midpoint. Therefore, this will be parallel to this and equal to half of it. Okay. So second, now we will take AD in triangle ADC. Now about ADC, in triangle ADC, again the same thing will be applied by midpoint theorem. S and R are the midpoints of this triangle. This is the triangle we considered. So therefore S R will be parallel to AC, and SR is equal to half of AC. And from first and second, PQ is parallel to SR and PQ is equal to SR. So therefore PQRS is a parallelogram. So from first and second, we get PQRS is a parallelogram, and in a parallelogram diagonals bisect each other. PR and SQ are the diagonals of parallelogram, and in a parallelogram diagonals bisect each other. In a parallelogram diagonals bisect each other, and PR and PR and SQ are diagonals of parallelogram, are the diagonals of parallelogram PQRS. Hence PR and SQ bisect each other. Okay, so last question of this exercise 8.2. ABC is a right angle triangle. M is the midpoint of hypotenuse AB. So this is M is the midpoint. So this will be equal to this. Show that D is the midpoint. So M is the midpoint. MD is parallel. AB, hypotenuse M, a parallel to BC intersect. So parallel to BC intersect, the first one is from, by the converse of, it will prove directly by the converse of midpoint theorem. By the converse of midpoint theorem, M is the midpoint and MD is parallel. So therefore D is the midpoint. So you should write actually M is the midpoint. M is the midpoint and MD is parallel to BC. Therefore D is the midpoint of AC, is the midpoint of AC. Proof. Second, MD is perpendicular to AC, so it is 90 degrees. We have seen that since BC is perpendicular to AC because this is 90 degrees, and BC is parallel to MD, just given, it is given that these are two parallel lines. So when two parallel lines, one parallel line is perpendicular to other, the other line will also be perpendicular. So it shows that MD is perpendicular to AC. Third, CM is equal to MA is equal to half of AB. The third one we have to show CM is equal to, for that one, ADM, triangle ADM, consider in triangle ADM and another triangle takes CDM, ADM and CDM. ADM and CDM side angle side. Okay, this is common side. This is the common side. This is 90 degree. This is also 90 degree. So therefore, AD side. Yes, AD is the midpoint. So AD is the midpoint. We have proved that. So this will be equal to this. So side angle side. So AD is equal to DC because we proved above, and angle ADM is equal to angle CDM, both be each 90 degree, and MD is equal to MD common side. So therefore by side angle side congruency triangle ADM is congruent to triangle CDM. When they are congruent, therefore by CPCT, MA will be equal to MC, which implies that MA will be equal to MC, and MA is equal to half of AB. M is the midpoint. MA is equal to half of AB. Therefore, MC or CM also. Therefore, CM is also equal to half of AB. So we proved the third part also. In the third part, again, see this, we have proved that these two triangles are congruent. After that, when they are congruent, so by CPCT, this side, this side will be equal to this side. Okay, when this side equal to this side, and this is the half of AB. When this is half of AB, this will also be half of AB. Therefore, both are half of AB. When both are half of AB, that we have to show in the third part that these two are half of AB. So we got, therefore CM is equal to MA is equal to half of AB. This finishes our lesson. Now we have finished the lesson. Next time we will do the new lesson.